All right, nearly 2 years, about 3,000 subpoenas, and no evidence of collusion, and now it appears the tables are turning.
So what do we know about how the probe started, and is there a case to be made against the investigators? Joining us to discuss is former Deputy Assistant Attorney General in the DOJ's Criminal Division, John Malcolm. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I'm curious, just before we dive in, about your general overview of what you make of the news that came out over the weekend. I mean, this has been nearly 2 years. This has disrupted so many people's lives.
Well, it certainly has, and it's certainly been upsetting to the American people that it's cast a shadow over our last election. I mean, obviously, the House Judiciary Committee is going to continue to investigate the president, but they are not going to uncover any new facts that Bob Mueller has not uncovered. I mean, Bob Mueller had 19 attorneys working with him, 40 FBI agents, hundreds, if not thousands, of subpoenas, interviewed 500 witnesses. He is a man of the utmost integrity. He is very thorough. Anybody who knows him or knows of his reputation knows that. And Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler are going to try very hard. They will present all sorts of innuendos, but they will not uncover any new facts to establish collusion in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, as we see the numbers there on the big screen. President's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, saying to Fox News there needs to be another investigation. Let's look at a quote here from Rudy. There has to be a full and complete investigation with at least as much enthusiasm as this one. Good luck with that. To figure out where did this charge emanate, who started it, who paid for it. So the names being thrown around, even Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, the people that were running the show when this kind of came into focus.
Well, Hillary Clinton was out as Secretary of State. Barack Obama was certainly president. Nobody is going to investigate him. One thing I wish they would look at would be the unmasking issue involving people in the intelligence community who were working at a very high level for him. Look, I think that the House Judiciary Committee is going to continue to look at the president, and I think that the Senate Judiciary Committee is going to look into these matters of how the investigation began. The Department of Justice has some decisions to make. They're deciding whether or not to indict Andrew McCabe. They have to figure out what to do with people like Bruce Orr. And most importantly, to my mind, the Department of Justice's Inspector General is continuing to look at potential abuses of the FISA process, how the FBI conducted the Clinton email server investigation. Perhaps he's looking into the investigation for the Clinton Foundation. So there are people looking at this. Where it will go is hard to say. But the Department of Justice's Inspector General is a very thorough man, and his investigation is clearly ongoing.
Two questions for you here. The first one is involving the Department of Justice. Look, it's put a lot of doubt in people's minds all across the country. It added to the divide in the country that people speak about. So I want to get your take on that. And also, why do you say that they wouldn't investigate Obama?
Well, because the president, I think, is removed from these things. I doubt that anybody came to him and said, we've got this phonied up dossier, but we're going to try to sneak this into a FISA warrant because we want to have an insurance policy to make sure that Donald Trump wins the presidency. If there was such evidence, then perhaps you could look at Barack Obama. But, you know, I would be shocked if such evidence existed. I think that this is all being done by, you know, people below the president. Look, you know, we'll now have to see what General Barr releases in terms of the Mueller report. All of your guests are coming on and saying he needs to release the whole thing. I actually think that the president would like the whole thing to be released. But General Barr has other things to consider. He has to determine whether grand jury material, which is supposed to be secret, is contained in that report. He's already said that there is grand jury material in there. The Department of Justice does not typically smear people who have not been charged with a crime or who are cooperating as witnesses. So he's going to work with the special counsel to figure out what can be made public and what can't be. He has said that he is going to err on the side of transparency, and I believe him.
Yeah. You got. I mean, I feel like though with an investigation, if you're going to try and go back and investigate how it all came to fruition, there's not going to be nearly the energy that Rudy Giuliani is calling for with that. I don't think the media is going to have much interest in it. I just think it's going to fall flat. What do you think?
Look, everybody's going to try to score their political points. In your montage leading up to introducing me, Chuck Todd said that this isn't going to be settled until 2020. He's probably right about that. I mean, people are appealing to their base and the folks who are undecided about what they want to do with the next election. But this was certainly a very good day for the president. I mean, Bob Mueller very thorough 2-year investigation has come to the conclusion that there was no evidence of any conspiracy or collusion. He will certainly testify before the House Judiciary Committee, as will General Barr, and I have no doubt that he will be able to back up his findings.
That's interesting. All right. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.